the Southeast European Championship to really kick off. And right now, it looks like a decent spread across the board as nobody's going to try any dangerous invades, just making sure that they get that vision control across mid-map. And you can see the spread is pretty much solid. No trick plays coming off of the bat, which, to be honest, I mean, from my side of things, I always love to see. So for right now, we're going to hold tight. But if there's going to be a lane that you really would like to focus on from your side, Trouble, which one do you think is going to give us the most interesting matchups?
Oh, we're just seeing here that Sparks is the one that actually grabbed the Aatrox.
Yeah.
And Delito is just gonna sit in his top lane farming. And this is such a classic Delito. He likes the low profile early games. He says, guys, give me whatever. I can go through it and I will come out victorious in the late game. From my experience, it doesn't matter how many people you bring in the top lane to stop Delito. It doesn't matter how far behind you set him. You can have him on 0 and 5, and he will come out ahead. But I think we're having a little bit of a malfunction with the board. It is going to be Delito on the Aatrox and Sparks on that Vladimir. We're sorry, ladies and gentlemen. We will be fixing the overlay really soon. So everything I've been talking about, let's reverse that. Delito is like, I'm not longer that top laner you used to know me for. I'm no longer that proxy Sins player, that Ornn player. I'm just gonna go toe-to-toe with that Poppy, and I enjoy that. And let's stick a little bit, because I feel like this is going to be a very well farmed game. Both of these teams have the very late game AD carries. They have the tanks there, they have the peak potential, they do have the AP power in the mid lane, although when we do look at the AP power in the mid lane, we do tend to go towards that Vladimir towards the late game, unless Lonely Star can pull something off with the Echo and manage to assassinate.
Oh, well, we're going to have to wait and see about that. But like we had to do a little bit of a time shift of our own, the Echo might be able to do something in the mid lane. Whereas in the top lane, Aatrox taking on Poppy. That matchup started off with the Aatrox kind of just bullying his way forward. However, it looks like immediately we've got some action as the Nautilus finds himself in a little bit of a precarious position. Might need to flash over the wall just to get himself out of that. And that's an early flash going in favor of this lineup here from TALLY.
That is really huge for TALLY, because we talked about how easily Nautilus can stop Rakan into his tracks. Oh my god, another 1v1 flash force. Delito doing work in the top lane, pressuring Dingbat underneath his tower, forcing the flash. So there's 2 flashes down for both of the teams. And I just wanted to say how easily, when you have the Nautilus, you are able to pressure forward. You are able to help your Kai'Sa, push through the lane with no fear that if the Rakan jumps in, you can stop him dead in his tracks. And if Jarvan is to come down the bot lane, as we have a 1v1, are we going to be seeing a kill here?
Yeah, it looks like he's getting quite confident already, going to be able to come in with the flash, and just like that, it's going to be first blood going over to Delito.
And in my old days of coaching League of Legends teams, I've always told my top laners, never trade a flash for flash. Keep your flash until you find the vulnerability in the enemy top lane that you've taken the flash off. And that's exactly what Delito did here. He forced Dingbat in a really bad situation where he does have to use his flash to stay alive. And then he uses his own to be able to capitalize and grab that first blood for himself. Ahead in CS, with the lane pushing, both summoners, are down for both the top laners. That is a brand open battlefield, if you will, in the top lane for both the Jarvan and the Rek'Sai to visit.
Well, you got to expect that there's got to be some reply here from TALLY. The Jarvan has to look towards his top lane to support the Poppy. Aatrox, more than likely, just by the pure nature of his kit, will be pushing that lane. But for right now, we've got some action going on the mid lane. There's a little bit of a trade between the Vladimir and Echo. And once again, Delito just keeps them piling on the pressure with every single Q being able to match.
And at the start, I was kind of saying, oh my god, the aggressive flash ignite. from Sparks. The last stick!
Will it come in?
Oh!
Sticks just in time, but it looks like J4's made his way towards the bottom lane. They're going to push
has
onto
no
this
flash.
Nautilus that doesn't have the flash, but it looks like the shield will be able to come up in time. The counterplay will be able to get called in. The Nautilus goes down as TALLY will be able to pick up a kill, but that gets traded out. On the other side, Rek'Sai gets shut down as the W from Poppies prevents that gank.
It is very strong. It stopped the dash from Rek'Sai. It stopped the dash from Aatrox. That single spell right there could mean life or death for his ADC in the upcoming fights to go towards the late game, especially when you have that Vladimir that wants to kind of, you know, flash in Proto Belt into your backline. It is going to be huge to keep that W for the correct timing. You know, the Vladimir comes in being able to ult him out and get rid of him and basically fight in an uneven 4v5 in favor of your team. That probably, I think, is going to play a crucial role for Tallyho in this game.
100%, but just taking a step back and having a little bit of a look at the CS count so far, on all regards,
here we go
even
again.
the supports, ladies and gentlemen, but for right now, we've got to cut away from that as it's a bit of a precarious position. Does well to stay alive for this long, but you got to feel that he has got to try reverse his way out of that situation. The flash will get burnt. He will get called all the way back in as Nautilus lands the hook. The ignite will tick. Will he be able to stay alive? No, it wasn't enough. Untraded in mid lane.
And here you go, Labrov takes that opportunity where his ADC was back in base and he was buying stuff and he was like, alright, I'll just catch up with Sparks in the mid lane, try to get him even further ahead than he is. And right now he is sitting at about 14 CS ahead, 2-0 and 150 gold bounty to his name. He just got his mugshot in a wanted poster.
Absolutely. I mean, for right now, it's going to be a tricky lane to try gank. Every time that there's a Vladimir in the mid lane, you know, he can just pull his way out of there and make sure that he gets away clean. And also did pretty well in that fight to say, you know what,
oh, bot lane
Nautilus,
again.
you jump in. But for right now, it looks like we've got action going down on the bot lane as it is going to be the Nautilus finding himself in a bit of a precarious situation. The Rek'Sai rolls in, comes up with a cleanup. However, there's action all over the map. As in the top lane, Aatrox decides to burst his ult and says, you know what, you want a 2v1, you might as well bring it. Woof.
Well, the solo lanes for Wheel of Gaming are putting in work. Because Achille is like, alright, I can't go down bot lane because they're doing fine. I need to help my solo laners. I need to get that Poppy the farm that she needs so she can save my ADC late game. And this is not working, Nick. The Lito in the top lane is... oh my god. As I'm saying that.
Yeah, but it looks like right now Echo pulls his way in there as the Rek'Sai says, I'll take that blue quite comfortably. The squad is going to try and make their way forward. The ultimate will get knocked in from Rek'Sai. He tries to dive out of that situation, but it doesn't look like he'll be able to make it out alive.
Sparks!
Echo managed to pick himself up one. Sparks coming in from the other side. It's going to be Kai'Sa trying to follow through with the damage on the J4. Sparks out the way, and now it looks like she should be able to come no, but it's a triple kill that goes all the way over to Dimmy. Coming up clutch there. At the loss.
Crazy messy fight ends up with Timmy on 5-2-1. Now, if you want anyone out of Tallyho's team to be fed super early in the game, is that uber scaling ADC that you have in the bot lane. And guess what, Nick? I think they might have just done that. I think this guy will be going back into the base and completing his first item already.
Whether by luck or favor, Jimmy has walked out of that situation. or boots. But he has walked out of that situation so much healthier. And to be honest, if you're the squad of Tallyho at the moment, you're saying we are going to commit to Peel and we are going to commit to making sure that Jimmy
what's that? 3-man mid. 3-man mid. They want Sparks.
Alright, so Sparks is staying alive out of this situation as it looks like support will be able to roll in as Nautilus and Rek'Sai kind of just flirting around the outer rim there, the outer skirts. For right now, Vladimir has to pop the ultimate, but it's going to be Nautilus trying to follow his way through as it's Rek'Sai who joins the fight and says, I'm ready to get this one going. The first kill will get awarded, and that is going to go over to none other than Labrov, the Nautilus player that we kind of debated a little bit earlier. Was he going top mid? No, support is where he's at.
Oh boy, I feel like MG has found himself in a very dangerous position right there. He will manage to get out though. That that very long range shield that Xayah provides to him, we talked about it again, it's a huge disengage and engage tool, and he manages to use it wisely this time to get away out of that very sticky situation. For Lonely Star though in the mid lane, that was a very weird move. You don't really want to be going close to a Nautilus of Vladimir Rek'Sai concoction when you don't really have your ultimate right there, you know, to help you get away from that very sticky situation, you know, with the Vladimir ult and all that ton of damage that he is doing because he is really fed. And he kind of moved into fog of war without his ultimate up and he had to pay the blood price. But Javan keeps on going towards that top lane and Delito does not really seem to care, Nick.
Yeah. It doesn't look like he's worried at all. He says, come at me, bro. I'm more than welcome to gank my top lane. Takes a little bit of pressure off of the bot lane.
Oh, here we go again.
Now, they kind of need the support, but they're trying to go for the shutdown as he will be able to get himself out of a precarious situation. Dimi comes up with the root. He will be able to come up with one, but it's going to be Rek'Sai that cleans up the damage as they trade 1-for-1 in the bot lane.
Ooh, and the bounties keep on going all over the place, Nick. It started with Sparks in the mid lane. It went down the bottom to Dimi, and now it is sitting on Davis and Labrov and Delito at this point because of that huge 40 CS difference that he has from his enemy top laner. And it just disappeared again. I will just never understand this bounties, Nick. Please help.
Alright, so from my side, I mean, Davis has been making some smart moves. I'm kind of scratching my head at the moment when it comes down to Achille in the jungle. He's going for this Aatrox in the top lane, playing around that area, but to be honest, when your ADC is carrying this hard or has the potential to, I think you want to try and make sure that you can prevent any shutdown on them. And for right now, I don't see him doing any good work in the top lane against this Aatrox that just seems all too confident. However, in the mid lane, we got some action as it looks like Echo will find himself time warped out of this game.
I feel like Lonely Star misunderstood what kind of color team he is in. I feel like he felt like he was in the blue side this time, playing underneath the Tower of Sparks. And you know what? Sparks doesn't really forgive this sort of moves. He brings up his friend Labrov and they kind of dispatch off the Echo. And yet again, Sparks is giving us a show in the mid lane, and same as the leader. Oh, they want to take a go at him again.
Here we go. They want to have a bash, and by all means, let's see what they're going to be able to do. Going to spin that flash. We'll be able to connect with the double, and this is not looking good. If you side of Tally Ho, get out of my lane. Delito coming up massive.
And remember, Nick, Aatrox has been saved. His ultimate no longer revives him. Oh boy, we have more.
Oh, it looks like, will be able to get himself out of the situation. Will he be able to follow up with the kill here? The ultimate will get launched, but he's not going to be able to connect as he dodges his way out. And that's a good counter from Lonely Star there to be able to come up with the kill.
Well, Love Gaming batting on a little bit more than they can chew, but they are going to be able to pull out the first tower. They sacrifice the jungler, but they're like, fine, we're going to get the first tower. We're going to move all around the map with this super fed ahead Vladimir, and I think they're gonna take the top tower as well. And let's go back a little bit to what Delito did. He pops the world ender, but by default it no more revives you if you get down to 0 HP. Instead, you need to kill someone while you're in world ender for it to revive you, and also give you an extension of world ender by 5 seconds for each kill you have. This is why we talked about the healing machine. His passive right now heals him for every hit. His slow is larger early game, which makes it super hard for whoever is against you to lane against you, and also super easy for your jungler to provide a gank into your lane. And we have another 1v1, which is not going to be a 1v1 for long.
It looks like they're ready to fight as the heal will be able to come in. Now it's all about the follow through from the jungle. And it does look like, ooh, he's going to sneak his way out of that precarious situation as Sparks managed to keep himself alive. On the other side of things, it looks like just a little bit of a test between the two teams. Absolutely, all going in towards that mid lane.
Alright, so back to Delito. He actually got away by the skin of his teeth, because that world ender was about to expire and he had not gotten a kill yet. But the second he turns around and kills Dingbat in the top lane, that automatically gives him the revive on the world ender and a 5-second extension. and an insane amount of healing. That is why Achille pulled away from that, because he wouldn't only have to kill him once, and he was only on 5% HP, but he would have to kill him twice, as he would revive from it.
Absolutely, and I mean, this is what we brought into question a little bit earlier on. Just saying, I'm not too sure why Achille keeps on going towards his top lane. I understand that there's a degree of pressure there, but for right now, in your game, you need to prioritize your ADC, which essentially, was he 5-1 at one point? And now
here we go again.
6-3. Yeah, it looks like we've got a little bit of a fight. No, it's just going to be a jab at one another before they recede back to position. But for right now in the game, it has to be said, We Love Gaming are looking much stronger on their macro game now with a 6k lead on their opposition.
I think Lonely Star wants a piece of that Sparks behind, let's say. He likes to take, you know, a beating at him whenever he can. Second Dragon will go the side of Will of Gaming, as well as the Mountain Drake that went down first for them as well. They're gonna take that Ocean Drake, which is going to help Delito even more on his split push journey and quest, let's say. I don't think Dingbat can get him out of lane. I don't think Achille and Dingbat together can ever get him out of lane. And let's see what we got here.
Yeah, it looks like they might try and make their way towards this Nautilus, but they don't see the Vladimir in the corner of this. However, there are 4 members all here from Tally Ho, ready to take to the fight, as it looks like there's going to be 2 trades, and it looks like Tally Ho is going to just be falling to the wayside as Echo tries to jump back, but it's not enough to be able to clean up the damage on the other side of things. Delito still playing with the Poppy that is not able to TP into the action.
That is a 4 for 2 in favor of We Love Gaming, and they've got Shelly marching down mid lane, nobody to stop her. This could very well be maybe another chance in the inhibitor tower. No. Tally Ho members are going to be spawning soon. They're going to take that tier 2 tower in the bot lane. They're going to let Shelly march towards that inhibitor tower. Is she going to take? Yes, she is.
Oh, there we go. Wow. So we'll be able to connect up with another charge. And once again, it's going to just be Delito taunting his opposition, saying, you know, happy to play around your tower. Bring a friend if you want, and I'm happy to 2v1 too. Absolutely vintage performance here from Delito in the top lane. It's all going in favor of We Love Gaming, and if you're looking at the side of Tally Ho, they need to regroup here and they need to play to their strength. At the moment, I don't think they played around that lead enough from their ADC. However, they're going to have to look towards, I think their TALLY is their only hope of this game and trying to come up with picks, but that comes with vision control. And at the moment, vision control still sitting pretty much in favor of We Love Gaming.
Oh, 100%. They are 8,000 gold up, 9,000 right about now. And you see that kind of the only person who has kill potential and kill threat from the side of Tally Ho, even though he's behind, is Lonely Star in the mid lane. He has that assassination potential right there, whilst Demi in the bot lane, yes, he's farmed, he's got his Essence Reaver there, Executioners, you know, for the anti-healing on the Vladimir, but he's so vulnerable to that dive from the Vladimir just because Delito has not left Dingbat get out of lane. That is a free pass for Sparks to reach the backline of Tally Ho. This is why Delito is doing the outmost at this place, and let's see if he's going to get out alive this time.
Delito is ready. He says, you know what, time to pop World Ender, time to get into the fight. That health bar does not get smaller when you take on Delito in a 2v1. He's going to be able to connect with a couple of big shots there. Unfortunately, won't be able to follow up with the change as that does not connect. Oh no, there we go. As he comes in with a passive one-shot, get out of my face. And it just does look like he's unstoppable at this point.
I think next time Tally Ho are trying to have a go at Delito, they might want to bring a third member with them as well. Maybe. I don't know. The 2-member kind of combat has not worked for them. Delito is very capable of 1v2ing right now with his current status. He's super far ahead. He does have his Black Cleaver. He's 3-0 up. He is actually, you know, a raid boss at this game. And this is why I want to say that he's doing the utmost for his team. He's giving them the freedom to move all around the map.
It looks like the Rex is going to be able to jump in. Oh, actually does pop the ultimate here and will not connect, as that is a little bit foolish in terms of the overextend. It is now all about the follow-up damage, however, as it looks like the Nautilus will actually clean up the kill there, but the Vladimir, definitely one of the main attributes of damage going there in favor of WLG.
This is a problem, Nick. You're like, yes, we got Davis, we got the Rek'Sai, Sparks is flanking you. Then after Sparks is flanking you, you're like, okay, we can try and turn this fight around. Just keep the Zarya alive. The Lito's in the side lane, taking a tower, taking your inhibitor. I don't know how TALLY can turn this game around to win it, because we talked about what a big nuisance is Vladimir in the late game. First inhibitor of the game, of course, is going to fall down 20 minutes into the game. Full We Love Gaming, 11,000 gold in the lead. And that is pretty much a free ticket for them to be able to pressure for Nasha. And if they do get it, I don't know how this game can be reversed. Or they got to Lito again. That's not the two members you want to take with you to fight the Lito, I'm just saying.
Definitely not. At this moment, Delito is just an absolute boss. And it looks like the play towards Drake will try to be made. It is an Infernal that is next up for grabs. But to be honest, I'm not too sure. Will they have enough time? Will this actually be challenged? You've got to expect that We Love Gaming are not going to give this one up that quickly. It does look like the teleport will get called in, and it looks like they might find themselves on the backside here. Why are they challenging this at the moment? I don't think Tally Ho should be even standing in the same river as We Love Gaming, as they should be able to clean that up quite nicely. However, it says, you know what? They want to fight for this Infernal. The challenge gets made as Poppy will be able to slam the Nautilus into the wall, but that's not enough damage. From the other side, Delito takes on all three. He says, you know what? Come at the time, come at the man. And he says, I'm going to take on all three of you. We'll be able to come up with the cleanup, and that is all going in favor of We Love Gaming. At the moment, Tally Ho, you might as well put back to base and see what you can purchase yourself, because it's all gone in favor of We Love Gaming, who have absolutely dominated. There's the GG, ladies and gentlemen, and victory going over to We Love Gaming. They realize that they've got the 1-0 lead, and now it's all about how do they consolidate their position. And to be honest, I don't think they're talking about consolidating. I think they're talking about getting aggressive and coming up with some very, very exciting plays. I can't wait to see what's going to happen in this one. And already, just judging by the movements, it looks like the crew from Tally Ho are saying, you know what, time to live up to our name. Tally Ho, and let's go for that invade.
I actually really enjoy the way that... Oh, the flash!
Oh, flash for flash there, as that will get traded out. So at least they know. I mean, I think that's pretty much worth if you're going in favor of Tally Ho. Israel, he's got one less flash in the kit. Maybe that means he might need to put an early point into his E. We're going to have to wait and see. But for right now, it's looking, I think, just out of that initial roam, but they've got to do.
Alright, so here's the trick. You've got a flashless Ezreal and a flashless Thresh. Thing is, Karthus is not really known to be that early game ganking jungler. He kind of wants to sit into his jungle, you know, farm his jungle item, then go towards Morellonomicon or whatever he chooses to go for. Hecarim on the other side with a Ghost. He's very likely to revisit that bottom lane, because even if you don't kill the Ezreal and you force him, like you said, to skill the E to get away from you, you can actually dive towards the Lux, you can get double summoners, and other than that, then you can bring your horse down in that bot lane, and then both the members of Will of Gaming will be summonerless. I actually want to point out what we're seeing right now, the Sylas versus the Aurelia matchup. I love that Lomistar chose to pick the Sylas here, because there's so many good ultimates that he can steal from Will of Gaming.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, he's got his opportunities, and already it looks like we've got a good confrontation going on in that mid lane. Very exciting lane to watch. I'm not too sure if the Sylas there spends his flash. Just having a look, it looks like he still has that in the back pocket. For right now, Thresh will get heavily pushed here, as both of the members managed to hit level 2, and oof. it was something that expected there, right, Trouble? Is that knowing that the Flash is not on the Thresh, whoever hits the level 2 can get aggressive and potentially come up with the reward.
Well, the thing right here is that usually melee supports do suffer against long-range mages, and this is what Lux is right now, a long-range mage. She hits that Q, she doubles it up with the E, throws in her passive for extra damage, and then Ezreal can also chain his WQ combo as well. That is a lot of damage even for the Thresh, who doesn't have a lot of defenses yet. He's not able to build a lot of items already, and by missing a hook on the Thresh, you're pretty much defenseless if that Q lands from the Lux. Very, very dangerous. But you know what else is very dangerous? The fact that they are pressuring all that down the lane, and you know, they haven't really spotted Hecarim yet.
Yeah, well, at the moment, Hecarim currently in that top side. Silas is going to try to put some pressure on, and it looks like he's kind of just throwing out those hooks haphazardly, waiting for something to connect. Whereas, to be honest, I don't think that they've got a great opportunity. However, on the top side, Hecarim is making his way towards Gnar, and it looks like we might have a ganking opportunity. It looks like he's got the knockback will come in, the flash will get drawn out, and that's enough. GG with the gank.
That is 2 summoners right now that TALLY has pulled out of Will of Gaming, and let's actually see what Achille can do with these 2 flashless members of Will of Gaming. Will he be able to pull out the second gank and actually get it to result into a kill? Because that Fiora needs to get ahead. She needs to be that massive speed pusher that Delito was in the previous. Oh, we got another flash!
Oh,
the pony!
Another flash drawn out. So we've got a flash out in every single lane. The pony doing the most. Interesting enough, the Silas did go with the aftershock, make sure you can stabilize in the lane and not take too much burst damage without being penalized, and maybe that's what helped him out in that initial level 2 challenge that was put in from the Aurelia. On the other side of things, Lux is trying to rotate her way down as Ezreal is left alone in the lane.
Ezreal is one of the safest
nothing
champions.
is going to come off of it. On the other side of things, Karthus trying to hit that level 6 as far. Clean.
Oh, the hook lands!
Oh, finally, the hook is going to be able to connect here. The ignite will pick.
Oh,
it's
my
about the
God!
flash over there from the Lucian. Comes up in time, and that is going to be a first blood going in favor of TALLY.
Demi with the moves right there. He doesn't hesitate. MT was like, grab that lantern. I got you, but it's underneath the tower reins. Grab it. I got you. We see the replay right here. Beautiful execution from the bot lane of TALLY. Oh, and you know what? They might have just put themselves ahead.
It looked like there for a second that Delito was ready to jump in on that challenge. However, backs out and says, you know what, sometimes CS is a little bit more important. As in the mid lane, Silas is going to keep on pressuring, and on the other side, Thresh will miss out there on a narrow hook. However, finds himself in a precarious situation before his tower. Will be able to dodge that Q from Lux and should be able to back relatively unharmed.
Alright, so let's see what we have already on the map. As usual, Lonely Star and Sparks will be taking a go at each other. Oh, here comes Achille again.
A bit of a cheeky run into the tower there.
Yeah. Alright, so they did manage to kill Ezreal. They didn't manage to pull out. Oh, we have another 1v1.
Oh, it's another all-in here coming in from the Aurelia. Their opposition. The Thresh coming in with the land in time to make sure that that shield does not tick over to the last bar of health. And really, really clutch plays there from the Thresh. On the other side of things, it is going to be a double stun here from the Aurelia. We'll be able to roll their way in. Connects with another auto, and that's going to be enough to get some healing back. Great play here from
that was it. He's going to pull the Requiem.
Will he have time to pull the Requiem? Does exactly that. Good night, Thresh. And I hope you enjoyed your stay here on Summoner's Rift.
Oh my god. Okay, so basically, Davis flashes in for the one last Q, to ensure that the Thresh will be in kill range of the Requiem. And here we see the replay again. It's a beautiful hook right here from MG. He's trying to hook the Carthus so he's not able, you know, to DPS the Hecarim while he's dealing with the Aurelia. Hecarim does not do enough damage, unfortunately, yet to deal with the Aurelia. Aurelia pops the pot and comes out ahead. Then we do see that Davies also flashes forward for that one last Q. I'm sorry. And also gets himself a 2-0 lead and 150 gold ahead whilst taking the Ocean Dragon as well.
Absolutely, and this is where we're going to see a lot of pressure here. The Aurelia has just now bought herself a Tiamat that's going to allow her a lot better wave clear and even more roaming potential. Now that Carthus is level 6, you've got a lot of kill potential already sitting on 2-0, and you can see that Darkseal is going to only grow with time. I've got to say that I'm leaning in favor of We Love Gaming at the moment in terms of the overall play. It looks like Sparks is ready to up himself to the challenge yet again. But it's going to be the other side of things. This Lonely Star is trying to go to that challenge as both players decide to, you know what, back out, live this one through. And it looks like the Hecarim, however, on the other side. I believe that's Achilles. Very, very cheeky. Not being found out. I thought he was going to get caught out there in that position.
You can
just see on the mini-map.
Davies is going over there. Let's see who's going to get the...
He knows he's there. Oh, what a seal just in time. The Hecarim now... situation. I don't think that's going to warrant an ultimate call in here from the Carthus that is still waiting on that cooldown.
He didn't really have the smite there. He tried to sneak in and try to steal it underneath the nose of Davies. It didn't work, but here comes the Requiem from Lonely Star this time. I wanted to tell you that be careful because next time we see Requiem, it might not be from Carthus. Now this is going to be sitting on the cooldown right now for the Requiem, but he does have other interesting ultimates he can steal, such as maybe the Lux ult or the Ezreal ult. Now, I want to say that when you do have the Carthus on your side, it's like you're playing with a +1. It's kind of like playing 5v6 with the advantage on you, you know? You're 1v1ing that enemy laner, you pull out when you think it's gonna get green for you, and here's where the Requiem comes and seals the deal for your team. So you don't really have to commit too hard, because you know the Carthus is gonna be there, and he's gonna very graciously, you know, press that R button that, you know, all Carthus players seem to do so beautifully.
So, at the moment, we saw the Aurelia trying to roam her way down. As there's a very fierce confrontation. Able to land, and that is gonna pop at least a move out from the Lux to say, you know what, I got myself out of a very dodgy situation. However, another hook. Oh, anticipating it from a distance there. On the other side, it is going to be, is that the Carthus just in the top corner? As, oh, if the Lux connected with that, you could have expected another ultimate coming out of the Carthus.
I think we're gonna see the 3v2 down in the bot lane.
Yeah, it does look that way as the Carthus makes his way in. No stopwatch in favor of Lux, but she's not going to need it. All that remains is the Lucian trying to back away with his life. On the other side, it looks like, no, once again, those two just seem to be toying between a challenge between one another.
Davies on a killing spree and also helping his team get that tower plate in money. But as we can see, Lonely Star and Achilles are moving down bot lane. I don't think they want to take the 2v3 chances though still.
It looks like they will back themselves out of that situation. As things across the 10-minute mark, we're looking at 3-1 in favor of We Love Gaming. Gold count still in favor of the squad, as it looks like a decent dodge will come out, but it is going to be Delito that might need to back himself out of the situation, as the Fiora does pop the ult, and will get some extra additional healing across the board.
It feels like the top lane has been left his own island, and to be honest, I think again it favors We Love Gaming. Delito, he has that split boost potential where he can just keep the Fiora at bay. You know, he can pressure the wave, he can pressure the Fiora out of lane, but he can get back into the team fighting if he needs to do that. He can get a flank TP, he can gnaw people onto the wall, and one stun is all it takes for the Q from Lux to follow, and of course all these ultimates that We Love Gaming has to pile up to kill people. So somehow draft-wise, I do feel that We Love Gaming have the upper hand, even though the draft from TALLY is not bad. I do see that it has potential, but it's just I think the execution that's lacking so far.
Absolutely, and I really do like this Thresh pickup here from TALLY. Really allows them to play a little bit more conservatively. Their Thresh hangs back, should he see a roam coming in from that Aurelia, and just throws that Lantern to the Lucian. Dimmy is an absolute machine, it has to be said, on this Lucian at the moment, managing to seal in a decent amount of damage and keep the lane pressure on his opposite number. However, Delito finds himself once again in a good confrontation. Silas finds himself in a bit of a precarious situation. The ultimate will get laid down. It looks like a hook will be able to connect with the Aurelia, but right now it's all just trying to keep her away from the rest of the squad. Oh, that's not going to be enough there, as Benito will be able to come up with a cleanup kill, as the squad will keep on being pressurized here. It is the Edreal ultimate that will not be able to find his way on the other side. Delito, does he kick it off? Does he have enough damage? Will he be able to seal this? Not enough, as it looks like another side being back. You're lucky to be alive? No, you are unlucky that there's a Carthus in the game.
Yeah, what a way to go. The R button is victorious yet again, Nick. I mean, what a grace Davies presses that R button with, don't you agree? I think as gracefully as Jankos does. I think just
I hope he's wearing a white glove right now and just pushing it so casually.
Just for the R
every
button.
Time. Just for the R button. Or as it looks like they want to try punish this Carthus that's doing well to stay away. At the moment, Hecarim trying to get out with a slither of life. Not going to be enough, as it looks like Carthus will be able to clean up that kill from beyond the grave. At the moment, the Silas tries to work his way forward. However, the barrier will get popped there from the Lux. And that is going to be enough to keep her in the game.
Oh, Lavrov knew it. He knew he was baiting him. I wanted to actually point out the barrier from the start. It is a great baiting tool when you're playing a very squishy mage in the bot lane, such as the Vel'Koz, the Zyra, the Lux, the Soraka. It actually baits people into thinking, okay, this champion is very, very squishy. So what can we do other than dive them and kill them? Well, with the barrier, it secures that you're gonna stay alive much more than a heal would. For example, if the ignite is burning on you. So very well played from Lavrov there, baiting Lonely Star into thinking he may be able to get, you know, just one kill out of this sticky situation. That is not the case, and We Love Gaming find themselves again 5 kills ahead at 5,000 gold.
This is where it starts to get scary for TALLY Gaming. Just the amount of damage that comes out from any direction at any time. Somebody pops an ult, follows up with another, and you just might find yourself on the back end of a Carthus that is going to be able to seal the deal for you with that magic white glove, as so we like to call it. Currently 5-1 on the Carthus, whereas it has to be said, Lux doing pretty well in terms of kill participation, getting herself involved with 6, as the Thunder will get thrown down, as the ultimate will connect, and not enough damage to come up with a kill. However, an auto attack comes in there from Delito to clean up one for himself there. It is We Love Gaming currently dominating on Summoner's Rift.
Well, Davies currently sitting on a 6-1 and 2 killing spree, taking the rest down with him on the 3v1 that happened in the mid lane with Sparks and 3 members of TALLY. So even though there was a 3v1 against Sparks in the mid lane, Sparks ends up going down, but We Love Gaming takes top lane tower, they take 2 kills, they get yet another Ocean Drake, and I feel like this game starts to drift a little bit away off the hands of TALLY yet again.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm TALLY at the moment, they still got an objective on the board that they can make a play towards, but I'm not going to say it's going to be easy collecting Shelly at this late stage of the game, especially when you know that, to be honest, We Love Gaming don't even need to be in the vicinity to be able to challenge. They can still be half a screen away, and, you know, with their ultimates that they got in the back pocket, they can still cause some damage of their own. As Scuttle will get picked up in the mid lane, or should I say the top side at the moment, I start to wonder, the biggest thing that I think TALLY needs right now is they need some kind of vision control, and they need to try come up with some decent picks. I can see that's the only way that they can try get their way back into this game.
See, this is the thing. They need to secure that Shelly stays in this pit. or at least stays in this pit until Baron comes up, but doesn't get owned by Will of Gaming. But the thing is, we talked about it at the start. How do you... Okay, you can try to deny it from Will of Gaming by taking their vision away, but if they do start it, how do you get in there with all this damage that they have? How do you pile your whole team through very thin passages of the jungle when they have a Lux, when they have an Ezreal, when they have an Aurelia and Gnar that can flank? It is very, very dangerous for TALLY to contest. Oh boy.
It looks like they're going to try go for a pick, but this time neither will be able to connect. It's a double stun being able to land in here, and a double ultimate that will be able to follow. So just like that, it is going to be the Thresh that gets knocked down. The Requiem will be able to land, and Hecarim, guess your chances goodbye at the moment. The Lux is trying to follow through with some damage, as the other side of things is going to be Aurelia going for the challenge. It looks like Dimmy is going to be able to stay alive with a second of health, and just like that, commentator's curse, Dimmy is out of the game, but it's a little bit too much. I mean, even if you're on the side of the moment, when it comes down to Tallyho, you're trying to defend a tower, there's just so much damage coming in from any side that you can't even stand next to your tower.
It is just so much linear damage and CC that comes out of Will of Gaming. I feel like a kind of a scientist right now saying linear damage, but it's kind of, the projectiles that come out, the skill shots from Ezreal, the skill shots from Lux, all this lines up, and you saw what happened right there in the mid lane. They grabbed two people by not even having to get anywhere near them, and they almost aced TALLY down without even trying too hard. They were diving the tower and aced them, and I feel this is going to be a pretty easy Baron from here on. You can see that Will of Gaming can very easily walk into TALLY's jungle just because they have all these outer turrets down. The only ones that haven't fallen are top lane and bot lane tier 2 towers, which in my opinion, they're pretty useless when it comes to getting that vision deep. If you have the mid lane tower, even the tier 1, you can very easily start walking further into the enemy jungle and setting down your vision. Once your vision is down, we talked about this before, you can't get away with these large skews. Oh boy.
Look at this, as it looks like Lonely Star gets ready for a challenge there, but won't be able to stick around, as the Gnar's going to be able to, or rather Deleter's going to be making his way to his tier 3 tower, or tier 1 tower rather. And to be honest, like you said, they've got so much room to try control vision at the moment as they try to collapse on this Lux. But will they have enough damage as Requiem, 6th player on the map essentially, comes into challenge, and now it's going to be Benito that comes up with the kill, and it's all looking like We Love Gaming just have so much utility to work with that, to be honest, Tallyho just can't keep up.
Requiem, again, press it. Might come off cooldown. Oh boy. They've got DB as well. And, here comes the Requiem, but it is from the opposite side of the owner of the spell. It is going to be Lonely Star pressing it, as he had stolen it previously from Davies, and TALLY just has to constantly run away from these battles, and just look at Sparks in the top lane. He's just taking towers.
He doesn't need to do too much other than just keep that splish push going, because the rest of the team is going to try prevent those backs. However, it's going to be an ultimate that will land on here on the damage, and just like that, all 5 players essentially get knocked down. It's an ace going over to We Love Gaming, an inhibitor going over to We Love Gaming, and it looks like they're even going to press that mid lane tier 3 tower.
And I think, Nick, this is going to be the second game of the first best of 3. An anticlimactic end of the first best of 3 of the quarterfinals here, but nevertheless a very dominant win for We Love Gaming, who don't really want to take it quite yet. They would rather get the KDAs a little bit higher than they are right now. Oh my god, Delito.
They get ready to challenge, and just like that, they're going to keep that damage coming in from a distance. He will be able to land the Q, and it's difficult to watch at this point, as honestly, Tallyho are coming out of spawn and they're still being greeted by an overpowering We Love Gaming that says, you know what, we're going to take another step forward in the winners bracket. I hope you guys enjoy the losers bracket.
Is this an ARAM, Nick? Because this is what I'm seeing right now. Delito was like, alright guys, I'll sacrifice one last skill for the KDA, and they're like, nah, you can come back and do this again, we're just gonna play right here with it feels like 50 wolves and 2 lambs.
Yeah,
It's
at this
kind of
point,
unfair.
they're playing with their food at this
Exactly.
point. Now they might just get chased away for a couple of seconds, wait to finish it in a short while. But for right now, they'll pick themselves up a second inhibitor, and it is going to be this Tally Ho squad that just want to now fight for revenge. They want to try pick up any kind of kill that they can. It does not look like they'll be able to do that, as the Silas will find himself knocked out in the Thresh. I hope you've got your boots on, because you've got to try run away from the squad that come up 26 and 5. Another double ultimate will get thrown up between this Lux
Well,
and Israel.
I'm waiting to say it. We Love Gaming secured their first best of 3 at the quarterfinals, but I'm being patient here because I know it's not gonna happen anytime soon.
They are definitely just playing with the squad around the fountain.
There we
But
go.
it has been an exhibition performance here from We Love Gaming, who pick up the game 26-6, a 49k to 33 gold lead. Trouble, they progress through to the next round.